If you want to have it all, this is the session for you, because we're going to do a high intensity resistance training session. That means that we are going to combine a pulse exercise and a strength exercise. With the strength exercises, we're going to use a set of dumbbell. My dumbbell is 7 kilo each, and that will be 15 pounds. And pick a set of dumbbell where you can do the exercises with best possible quality. We're going to do a short warm-up, and after that we're going to have 3 blocks. The first block, we're going to have 3 exercises. We're going to do them one after each other for 3 rounds. Then we're going to move on to a block with 4 exercises, with still alternative between pulse and strength exercises. And then finally we're going to do the same exercise 3 times in a row, and we have 3 different exercises to do that. But don't worry about the setup, I will show you along the way. The time is going to go on for 40 seconds and 15 seconds for the next exercise. In the rest period, I will show you the next exercise, and during the working period, I will show you some modification. One obviously modification for the strength exercises could be to bring a lighter set of dumbbells for you to do the strength exercises. So go and get your dumbbells, exercise mat, a bottle of water, and then I'm going to guide you all the way through this. So thank you for joining me. We're going to start here with some distance between our feet. So we're going to bring that inhale in. I'm going to open up and just a little bit of a dynamic stretch in our chest area. Bring it back. So inhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way down. One more to go, and bring those arms down. We're going to step from one side to the other one, and we're going to bring our arms in front, and we're going to work on an alignment here. So we are going to start from the top. So chin is in, our chest is up, shoulders are down. We have engaged our core and our pelvic floor, and we're just going to move nicely from one side to the opposite side. Get the blood floating, the heart rate going a little bit. And we're going to go on here for 4 and 3, 2, and stay with some distance between your feet, and do some rotation in your upper body, waking up your spine. Maybe this is in the morning for you, or maybe it's after work. So both parts, it's a good thing to wake up that spine. We're going to do some circle with arms, swinging in front, open in our shoulder joint, and still have that little bit of a squeeze in your core, pelvic floor. And we're going to continue move the foot a little bit behind, so we're opening up in our hip and engaging our glute muscle. So that's an important thing as well. So pulling back that foot and squeeze your glute, almost like a poem. And we're going to stay in center, bring arms up, just a little bit of a bouncing in both legs, and you can feel, hopefully, that your heart rate is raising. Get yourself to get this session done. So bring it up for 4 and 3 and 2, and hands at shoulder level, stepping back a little bit more, opening up here, and you're gonna cross over. So pointing elbows forward and twisting in your upper body. Inhaling and exhaling. Very important thing. That part about inhaling and exhaling, we sometimes forget, but we can do it a lot more efficiently. We have some focus on it. And get into center, up on our toes, open ankle joints and pushing. And if you keep your hands above shoulder level, you can feel your heart race a little bit more. Pushing forward and engaging the muscle between our shoulder blades. And we're just gonna stay here. We're gonna go for a squat. So pushing forward and back. So both have a focus on your upper body, doing this squeezing here, lifting chest up, but also around your core and around your lower body. Yep. This session, of course, like every other workout, you gotta stay focused on you. So squeezing up, actually feel the muscle do the contraction. You will get so much more out of it, having your mind in your body instead of somewhere else. Let's go for 4 and 3 and 2. Bring it up and hands on thighs. Coming down for that extension up to a flexion, and bring shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Yep, do your own rhythm and bring it down. And let's go for 2 more. Rolling up and one final one. Bring it all the way up. And maybe you want to grab just a quick bit of water. The first exercise, we are going to do a single arm row. That means we are going to bring our dumbbells. So we're going to stay in a position here with slightly bended knees, leaning a bit forward, but we're going to do that in our hip area, not in our lower back. So that's what I typically see people with all locked knees staying here. But you might as well get it as good as possible back there at home. So chest is up, chin is in, and we're going to bring one dumbbell back, sort of like the arms are working all the time. So one is coming back, one is going forward, a little bit like a rhythm. So 40 seconds on and the 15 seconds for the next exercise. And no worries, I will show you, which is going to be a pulse exercise when we're done with this one. So 10 seconds for a countdown, bring dumbbells. And of course you can do the modification by having a little bit of a lighter set of dumbbells. So bring it up, a bit of rotation, but also you can do modification with the range of motion. So you can go a little less of a motion, but if possible, you're just gonna go all the way through. Your body likes doing the full movement, chin is in, and we have engaged our core area. So imagine yourself doing this in just a bikini top, so where possible to see what's happening around your core area. There you would absolutely engage that core. Inhale and exhaling. So keep those arms working. Dumbbells out to the side. We are going to do high knees, hands behind our head. So if that's a little bit too much, you can do the bouncing on the spot instead. So if possible, you're going to bring those knees up to elevate that heart rate, and you can come here. And if you feel this is not getting your heart rate up enough, then you can try to use your arms along. So you're just gonna play a little bit around with that. Chin is in, and we're not pushing our head with our hands, just softly resting on the back of your head, squeezing your core area, engaging, and as well as your pelvic floor. Or you can always go for the first part, for the high intense, and then you can go a little bit slower. We are gonna do a squat and a hip extension. So dumbbells resting on top of shoulders, pushing buttocks back, opening up here. So alternative between right and left. So up we go. So pushing buttocks back, squeezing. And the modification could be not bringing the dumbbells, but also you can go a little bit less down and you can step out instead. So coming down into the squat, squeezing. So it's better for you to go a little bit further down in the squat and either don't bring dumbbells or something that's a little bit easier to bring on your shoulders. Make sure you move that leg up so you can feel a squeeze in your glute. Ready for round number 2 with the 3 exercises. Round number 2 out of our 3 rounds. So leaning forward and bring arm back, inhale and exhale. Do the twisting and opening up for the rotation. And ask yourself, do I engage my core? And have I not forgotten regarding my pelvic floor? Chin is in, so make sure you don't push your chin up, but bring it in. And keep it on for another 8 seconds. And if you started with your right arm, you're gonna finish off with your left arm. So yes, equal amount on both sides. It might not have that big of a meaning in a single workout, but if you always start on the right and always forget to finish on the opposite side, then over time you get a lot more pushing on that one single side. So just make sure you get an equal amount on each. So here for the modification, either bring arms down or do that bouncing up and down. So no worries, if you always try to end up pushing yourself in the end of the intervals, it's gonna be too hard for you. If you start out, for example, saying the first 15 seconds, I'm gonna push it as hard as possible, and then I'm gonna slow a little bit down, if not possible to do that for the full 40. That's the way to go to get yourself into an even better shape. Yeps. For the dumbbells on top of shoulders for the squat and the hip extension. So we're not working for that long, but we're gonna keep the intensity while we are at doing the exercise. So squeezing. So somehow our brain is just like it wanna take the easy way out, but we can use that. So if we tell ourselves it's only 40 seconds, then automatically we will push the intensity a bit more. Squeezing your core and bring that leg up. Feel your glute muscle, just not swinging your leg, actually engaging that butt. No butt about that. Yes. Back for exercise number 1, round number 3 for the row, single arm row. Make sure you do the rotation as well. Yes. So why do the rotation? Besides, of course, doing different kind of things, it's a good thing because we're engaging our core a bit more and we get that movement in our spine because we need to be able to twist and turn during our daily life. Just think about when you have to look over your shoulder when you are reversing your car. Then you need to turn, not just doing the movement in your neck. So all good reasons for that. And ready for the hand behind head, or maybe just using your arms to get that heart rate up and going. So you should be affected on your breathing. And if you feel like you, after the 40 seconds, that you could continue for seconds and seconds, don't do that. Push yourself up to a high intensity and keep the 40 seconds. That's all the purpose with the session. So bring it up, inhaling and relaxing in your face. Besides, of course, you can always send me a smile. Shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. Get up and do the modification. All up to you. You take care of you. Yes. Dumbbells for the squat and hip extension. Chest is up. Good distance between our feet, just so it's possible for us to get that buttocks well back. So squeezing, and there's all different kind of opinions about how to do a squat. Actually, you can go to my channel and see how I put it out in pieces, telling about a good squat. What is the most important is knees are behind toes, and that you can feel it in your lower body. Squeezing. Bring chest up, and in just 10 seconds, we have a short water break. So we are ready to hit it off with the next block. Yes. So I'm just quickly gonna put the timer onto a break. Gonna grab some water, and we are now gonna continue with block number 2 out of the 3. So 1, check, block is in the house. The first exercise we're gonna do is a biceps curl. So we're gonna stay here. We're gonna bring arms all the way out towards our shoulders, but we're only gonna bring it halfway down to a 90-degree angle. Gonna bring it all the way up again and then down again. That is gonna be exercise number 1. So you got a little bit of water, and we're gonna do a skater touchdown. Afterwards, we're gonna do some triceps kickback and we're gonna do some mountain climbers. So this workout will leave you with a full body workout. So counting down here from the 10 seconds, ready for biceps curls. So feel it in the front of your arms, shoulders back, and we're gonna bring them all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, and all the way down. So inhaling, exhale, inhale, and slowly down. And engage core. Squeeze a little bit in your lower body and your glutes just for good support, for good alignment. Squeezing slowly down, all the way up, and continue. Make sure that you are not letting the dumbbell forcing your hand down. You are gonna bring those fingers up towards your wrist so you can keep that tightness around it, so you're not gonna affect your wrist. We're gonna do the skater touchdown. So down here, clapping, giving yourself a high five on top, over our head. So pushing buttocks back like a jump squat. Bring it up and turn around and inhale on the way up. So you keep on going. If this is too much, you can go down, do a little bit of a jump here, up, down, up. But you can also, instead of touching the ground, you can go on your thighs, because if this is the alternative for you to go down and touch instead of this, it's much better for you to bring your hands up, pushing buttocks back. And then by time you get a bit more flexible, so you can go all the way down. Inhaling and exhaling. Yes, dumbbells again. And we are going back for a triceps kickback. So before you felt it on the front of your arms, now you're gonna feel it on the back of your arms. Chest is up and elbows up. So squeezing, it's all about pushing back. Feel the squeeze between shoulder and elbow. Pushing it back in, back again. Inhaling, exhaling. So feel that squeeze in your arms. You can always go single arm, and another option would be, of course, bring a lighter set of dumbbells. So pushing it back. If you want to be a little bit more challenging, you can lean back forward and pushing the arms up against gravity. So that's a way to do it more challenging, all depending on the size of your dumbbells. Yep, you're gonna bring dumbbells out to the side because we're gonna do a mountain climber cross under. So we're gonna engage your core, and hands are gonna be in a straight position, and bring opposite knee towards opposite elbow. And now it's all about getting that heart rate up again. So you should be going up that hill and a little bit towards that valley when we do the strength, but still keeping the heart rate up and going. So for our modification, you can go a little bit slower, and some people don't like having their head down, then you can go up. This is always a good modification. Get up and do some jogging on the spot or walking, all depending on your fitness level. And if there's no worries, you're just gonna push it and as hard as possible. Fire on under your feet. And that was exercise number 4. Time flies by. Back on exercise number 2 for the biceps curl. Shoulders are coming back, and we are gonna go all the way up. We're gonna go halfway down. We're gonna go all the way up, and we're gonna go all the way down. So squeezing, feel the connection, the squeeze, up we go, and slowly down. So just have a little bit of an eye down on that wrist, not slacking, pulling your fingers up towards your arm, and you will be home safe. Shoulders are back. Whoops, just because we are proudly that we are here. Squeezing your core all the way down, a little bit of a squeeze in your glutes. Yep, dumbbells to the side so we're not gonna fall when we do the skater touchdown. So do remember, either hands on floor because you can bend as much as is required, or you are gonna go on your thighs. And of course, you can always do like 10 seconds on all the way down with the good quality, and then you can do not 10 seconds with bad quality, but 10 seconds when you do the modifications. All up to you. The point here is that you do it in a safe way and you get short of breath. So work with that. That's usually the thing that people tell me is always that hard part, getting that heart rate up, pushing yourself to the hardest. Yes, dumbbells for the triceps. Kickback, so shoulders are back, chest is up, and we're gonna lean a bit forward, and you can also play with that depending on the weight of your dumbbells. So of course you can bring dumbbells that is a little bit lighter, but you just need to be connected with the area you want to hit. So right now we want to hit that triceps, pushing it back, keep on going. So get that extension and feel the squeeze here. It's not going to happen by itself. You need to be all over and watching it. Engage core. Pushing back and bring them out for the mountain. Climb across under, or maybe the jogging on the spot. So hands underneath shoulders and not locking, just a little bit of a straight position here. So you can always, sometimes I see people do mountain climbers up here, but we need to engage our core. So we are sort of like in a straight arm plank position, and we're gonna move from there. So it's better if you're new to this to do it a little bit more slow, get the technique, and then you can always get the tempo afterwards. Or you're just gonna go up, do some jogging on the spot. So pull it through, look a little bit in front of you, and keep your elbows unlocked. Yes. And I was about to say at our final destination, but we are at the final third round for this block. Let's hit it for one more time for the biceps curl. Engage core, glute. Up we go, down, almost down, and up, and back down again. Inhale, and get that breathing in where it fits you the best. Shoulders are back and front. Up we go, and down. And elbows are connected into our hips. Final round, so push yourself a little bit more. You can go single arm if necessary. Yep, we did that one. And I hope you are sweating like me. Skater touchdown. And either hands on thighs or on the floor. Yep. So pushing buttocks back. Chest is up. Inhale and exhale. So bring that buttocks back. Not being up here, but being down here. This is just gonna put a lot of pressure on your lower back. This is gonna firm your butt. I know which one you will choose. Inhale as we're lifting up. Lots of space in our lungs when we're up in a straight position. For 8 seconds. Yep. Triceps kickback, as it's pronounced, and use the rest period to get up and in a standing position. Arms up and kick. Make sure you don't bring your dumbbells up in front of you. It's not going to harm you at all, but we are going to try to isolate that triceps. So keep them back. Before we had the biceps in the front. Now we want to target the triceps. In Denmark, we say We want to get rid of, keep on, we want to get rid of grandmother arms. I don't know what you say out there in the world, but I guess you can get those a little bit slaggy of a triceps, even though you are not a grandmother. Yep. Dumbbells to side and engage your core, and let's go for that mountain climber cross under. Fast pace if possible, or do the jogging on the spot. So when you do the cross under, you want to do a bit of rotation here, because you are going to engage your oblique muscle as well. So the full time you're engaging that core area, and then you just put that extra twist on for the cross under. Inhale and exhaling. You know, we only have 15 seconds left. Then I'm gonna give you a little bit of a water break. And then we have the final part of this session. Unlocked elbows. Yes, beautiful. So just a quick stop. And if you feel like, nah, we don't need that break, then I'm sorry to say, you might want to push it a little bit harder in your working time. So now we're going to go with 3 new exercises. We're going to do the same exercise 3 times. So the first exercise is going to be a plank split hop. So get that heart rate up, 40 seconds, 15 seconds rest, 3 times in a row. Then we're going to move on to a sit-up where we're going to bring our dumbbells on down near our feet, and then we're going to finish off with some shoulder press up. So as I promised you, this is going to be a full body workout. You got your exercise mat, and we are going to go in for that plank split hop, and I'm going to talk a little about the good quality along the way. 3 times in a row, the same exercise, just to challenge ourselves a little bit. We know that we have to challenge our body and our brain to stay in the best possible shape. So here we go, shoulders away from our ears, so we're not gonna lose our neck. So we're ripping ourselves a bit up. Then you're gonna look a little bit forward, and of course you're engaging your core, and you're gonna bring feet out. You can always go with single leg if this is too much, and you can go up and do some running on the spot if this is uncomfortable. What is uncomfortable? 5 seconds. Yep, let's go for the second round. So regarding that uncomfortable, when you exercise and you're pushing yourself, you will in a short term of time feel a bit uncomfortable. 2 and 1. Let's go for second round. I always it always puts, keep it on, a little bit of a smile on my face when I see those cardio machines where you step on and you read if you feel short of breath or dizzy, then you should stop. I don't know about you, but when I work out, I feel absolutely short of breath and maybe not dizzy, but I'm pushing myself where I feel like this is gonna stop at some point. In a good way, of course. So you should feel that you are pushing yourself, but of course, you should look for yourself. Inhale and exhaling. But it will at some point feel a little bit uncomfortable. But afterwards, you know, you're gonna feel great. One final round, and this is our final pulse exercise for today's session. 2 and 1. Squeezing your core, your ab area, because you're gonna do this with no top on. I might want to keep the bra on if you're a woman, but else just get the picture. You're gonna squeeze that core area so you keep it nice and tight. Inhaling and exhaling. Do remember this is our final one, and we only have 15 seconds left for this one. We're gonna turn around and do some ab work in just a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yep. So you're gonna bring one dumbbell. You're gonna lie down 3 times of this one. So you're gonna bring the dumbbell across feet here, Keep it up, and then we're gonna do a full sit up and down again. So hands behind head, pushing your lower back down, reaching up and down again. A bit of a flexion in your feet so you keep the dumbbell here. You can, of course, as a modification, don't bring the dumbbell, but you're gonna try to keep it on here in a tabletop position, and remind yourself, push that lower back down before you're lifting yourself up to get the best possible result. Sometimes if you're in the beginning of this, you might want to reach up with your arms, getting a little bit of a help and support from your arms. But as you get stronger, keep hands behind head, and we're going to just lower that dumbbell down so we have the energy and power to do the 2 final rounds. So pushing lower back down, engaging your pelvic floor, then you're on the way. Squeezing. Chin is in. So what I often see is that people start the movement by pulling their chin up. And you know what, as a physiotherapist, I can tell you, you will only get strain in your neck. Maybe you will get a headache. You are gonna use what's supposed to you use here, and that's your ab muscle. And as we go up, pushing everything downwards, we are gonna engage our pelvic floor. Squeezing. If you feel all your focus is to have those legs up and in your hip joint, leave the dumbbell so you can get the focus back on in your ab area. So 4 more seconds for our third and final round for this one. Find a good rhythm of the breathing. Lifting up, slowly down. Try to work against gravity so you're just clashing down to the exercise mat. You are gonna be all in control. You got the power in there somewhere. 8 seconds, final round. Lower back down, feet up. And here we are, up for standing, for the shoulder press up. 3 times for that one, and that is for our final exercise. So stay put with me. Hands on shoulders, a little bit distance between your feet. I'm gonna push up and slowly down. Engage your glutes a bit and your core, and you're gonna find a way of inhaling or either exhaling on the way up and opposite on the way down. You could always go single arm, and if you have a shoulder issue, you can come down and see if this is working better for you. And of course, both arms or single arms. You can get some help from your lower body. So if you need a bit help for the final repetition, you're not gonna swing your hips forward and back. You're gonna go down, bending, pushing up. So not this. Hope you can see the difference, because in this one, we're just making a little bit slight of a flexion in the knees, and when we're straightening, we are pushing up and using the force to get the dumbbells up. But if you're slacking forward and back, you'll just hit your lower back. And inhale. So our final round, sorry, we have one more round. A second round for this one. Squeezing, pushing up, slowly down. Yep, dumbbells down, just easing off your neck and your shoulders, and we're gonna have one more of the 40 seconds, which is gonna start da, 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 in 3, 2, 1, and push it up, down. Both arms, single arms, slow down, get some help from your legs, or just pushing it hard if that's possible for you. And if you can go with like 20 repetitions or so within the 40 seconds, I think you might need a heavier set of dumbbells, but it could also be a way of you to get on that fitness journey. Just as long as you think about over time you need to go a bit more heavy. So women needs to lift heavy shit, just like men needs to lift heavy shit. Yeps, beautiful. So we did it. Of course we did. Get some water, and I will put on top and below this session a link for some stretching, or you could just go ahead and do just a little bit of your leg and upper body, and you'll be done for the workout for today. I hope you felt good, pushed but good. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you will hit the subscribe button, and maybe you will leave a comment. That always makes me happy, and so I can connect with you guys out there. Maybe you want to put a suggestion on what you'd like to see in a future session. And until then, you just gotta stay happy, healthy, and strong. Take good care. Bye.